Welcome, guys. You all know that we have been campaigning against genital mutilation for a while now. There's one story that one of my friends sent to me. Actually, I shouldn't say it just reminded me of that story because I want to tell you a story about what happened in my town. Inomo, a quiet town where traditions often reign heavier than truth. A tragedy unfolded that will leave a scar on the hearts of many. A 1-year-old child, so innocent and full of life, became a victim of brutal cultural practice called circumcision. He was circumcised by a traditional birth attendant in the Woro quarters. A woman known not for medical skills, but for her reputation of upholding the customs of the ancestors. They are upholding the custom of the ancestors as a traditional birth attendant, so thereby killing people, killing the young ones. Okay, with a rusty blade and bare hands, that was used. She cut the boy, ignoring the baby piercing screams that echoed through the compound. There was no sterilization, no medical knowledge, as I said. Only the blind believed that this act was necessary for the boy's future. But the future they promised never came. Soon after the cut, the child developed a severe infection. His tiny body was tormented by high fevers, his nights stolen by headless cry and sleeplessness, his skin burned with heat, yet his frail frame trembled from weakness. But instead of recognizing the harm that circumcision has caused, people whisper that the child was possessed by evil spirits. This is Omo Ekitio. They will tell you that it was evil spirits, that such a child was possessed by evil spirits. They told his parents that the boy's suffering was a spiritual punishment, completely forgetting the wound inflicted on his small, fragile penis. In desperation, the family turned to concoctions and herbal mixture. Bitter berries were forced into his mouth, while straight traditional medicine were applied directly onto the festering wound. Every treatment worsened his pain, but hope blinded his parents. They watched helplessly as his cries faded into weak whimpers, his eyes losing their shine. The child died in his mother's arms, not because of any cause or spirit, but because of a tradition that shows ignorance over life. His mother's cries filled the whole street of Omo. His father stood in silence, broken and ashamed, because they actually know the truth. But because of tradition, he went for it. But the town moved on, as they always did, burying another child's sacrifices on the altar of culture. When are we going to stop this? I'm just telling the story of this guy now, this boy, of a small child, of this child. What about many of that story that have resurfaced? What about many other stories that have happened? Are we going to keep ignoring this and allow our babies to be killed, sacrificed? If you have any story to share with me on genital mutilation complications, you can send it to me on my DM. I'll read it out. Bradley, ik long niet.